Good evening and welcome, viewers. The question I want to begin with tonight is whether all public servants in the country are equal, or whether some public servants are more equal than others. And the reason I'm asking this is because Arvind Kejriwal holds the unusual distinction of being a serving Chief Minister operating from jail. Before joining politics, Arvind Kejriwal was in the Indian Revenue Service, and therefore he was subject to the All India Services Rules of 1969, ladies and gentlemen, these rules. Now, under these rules, any public servant who is a member of a government service cannot operate from jail. In fact, anyone in custody who is in custody for a period of 48 hours, and now it's been longer than 48 hours that Kejriwal has been in custody, any public servant is necessarily and as a matter of routine suspended from service. Also, as per the All India Services Rules, any central government officer who faces a charge which is, quote, likely to embarrass him in the discharge of his duties or involves an aspect of moral turpitude, unquote, will be suspended with immediate effect. Now, obviously, Liquorgate is not something to be proud of. It would embarrass Mr. Kejriwal. So this category also, there's a tick mark against Kejriwal. And what therefore the nation wants to know tonight is why are the rules different for a government officer who is a public servant vis-a-vis a politician who is a public servant? Why are the rules different for a civil servant officer, a central government officer, as opposed to politicians who are ministers or chief ministers? This is exactly the kind of point Arvind Kejriwal used to make when he entered politics. He used to say the rules should be equal to all. All public servants are equal. Politicians cannot demand special status. Then why is he exploiting that special status now? How much has changed in 10 years, Mr. Kejriwal? The fact is, viewers, that a public servant cannot work after being arrested. In that case, how can a chief minister be expected to work after being arrested while in custody from jail? How is the job of a chief minister less important than that of a government officer under the All India rules? And if it is not, then how can a chief minister demand more leeway than a central government officer? Arvind Kejriwal entered politics on the central premise of morality. And I am asking tonight, where is the morality in giving yourself more leeway on issues of corruption than any central government officer? Think about it, viewers. This country can no longer operate in a way that politicians like Arvind Kejriwal say the rules are different for us because we are politicians. The queues will disappear because we are politicians. We can make ambulances wait because we are politicians, and we can operate from jail because we are politicians. This cannot and should not and will not be allowed. Ladies and gentlemen, debate number one. As Kejriwal writes these magical letters from custody, the real question of the unequal treatment he is demanding for himself. Debate number two this evening. We have this dirty attack by Supriya Srinathey. And despite this dirty attack by Supriya Srinathey on Kangana Ranaut, Sonia Gandhi and Priyanka Vadra have decided to support Supriya Srinathey, and that's causing a big polarizing debate. Viewers, also on the debate this evening, the Prime Minister has dialed the Sandeshkhali survivor and leader who is the BJP's candidate from Basirhat, the Rekha Patra, holding the key for the BJP in Bengal and what that represents. That debate number three, and here are the headlines this Tuesday evening on the debate tonight. In ED custody, Kejriwal issues yet another government order from lockup. There is now an investigation into any leak from the ED headquarters underway. Complete uproar after the Congress leader's insult to Kangana. BJP demands that the sexist leader Supriya Srinathey step down. 24 hours after the Congress leader Supriya Srinathey's rate card insult to Kangana, Priyanka Vadra completely appears to be supporting the attack on Kangana. The Congress leadership is mum. Prime Minister dials Sandesh Khali survivor and BJP candidate from Bashirhat in Bengal, calls her Shakti Swaroop. Yet another terror attack in Pakistan. 5 Chinese nationals among 6 killed in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And big story tonight, Julian Assange's extradition put on hold as the UK court wants assurances from the United States. Arrested Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has apparently been guiding his ministers almost a letter a day from behind bars. Who's writing these letters? Is it really him? How are the letters being leaked out? Several questions on that. But the bigger question tonight is this. Why should Arvind Kejriwal get special treatment compared to all other public servants who would have been suspended if they would have tried to operate from jail? The mysterious Kejriwal letters and this angle are debate number 1. Let's debate.
Kejriwal's minister reads a letter sent by the AAP convener.
मैं अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की तरफ से सभी दिल्ली के लोगों को ये आश्वस्त करना चाहता हूँ कि आपका मुख्यमंत्री चाहे जेल में है मगर सोच वो सिर्फ आपके ले रहा है, सिर्फ और सिर्फ जनता के लिए मुख्यमंत्री सोच रहे हैं और उनकी चिंता यही है कि उनके जाने के बाद पीछे कोई व्यवस्था खराब ना हो.
The second such letter read out by a Delhi minister.
पानी और सीवर की काफ़ी समस्याएं हो रही हैं. इसे लेकर मैं चिंतित हूँ. चूँकि मैं जेल में हूँ, इस वजह से लोगों को ज़रा भी तकलीफ नहीं होनी चाहिए. जनता की समस्याओं का तुरंत और समुचित समाधान होना चाहिए. ज़रूरत पड़ने पर उपराज्यपाल महोदय का भी सहयोग लें. वे भी आपकी ज़रूर मदद करेंगे. अरविंद केजरीवाल.
This as the ED is figuring out how the letters are being released. AAP had stated the government will run from jail right after Kejriwal's arrest.
सम्मान देने का सिर्फ एक बहाना है. अंदर सर्च चल रही है. मुख्यमंत्री जी के और उनके ऑफिस के लोगों के पास फ़ोन का एक्सेस नहीं है, बिना फ़ोन के हैं और अंदर सर्च ऑपरेशन जो है ईडी का चल रहा है. अब वो सही है गलत है, मगर अरेस्ट करने की तैयारी अब पूरी तरीके से देखी जा सकती है.
This as the opposition is rallying behind Kejriwal.
भ्रष्टाचार करने का आरोप लगा है केजरीवाल के ऊपर. आपको याद दिलाना चाहता हूं कि जब वो दिल्ली में
देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी एजेंसियों का दुरुपयोग करके लोगों को डरा करके धमका करके पैसे दे करके खरीद रहे, या फिर जो सुनने को तैयार नहीं है, जो न बिकने को तैयार है, न झुकने को तैयार है, न रुकने को तैयार है, उन सारे विपक्ष के नेताओं के खिलाफ फर्जी मुकदमे करके उनको गिरफ्तार करने की साजिश हो रही है.
With others calling the arrest dangerous for democracy.
गवर्नमेंट अंडर ईडी कस्टडी तो है ही. सिटिंग चीफ मिनिस्टर है ना, इस्तीफा नहीं दिया. इससे पहले जब झारखंड के मुख्यमंत्री को ईडी के तरफ से गिरफ्तार किया गया था तो गिरफ्तारी से पहले उन्होंने इस्तीफा दिया, लेकिन केजरीवाल साहब ने नहीं दिया. वो सिटिंग चीफ मिनिस्टर हैं. जमहूरियत के लिए इस तरह सिटिंग चीफ मिनिस्टर को यूं डिटेन करना इस मुल्क के लिए और इस मुल्क की जमहूरियत के लिए एक अच्छी बात नहीं है.
The BJP has meanwhile taken to the streets.
जेल से सरकार चलाने में दिल्ली की जनता का अहित हो रहा है. और मैं पूछना चाहती हूँ माननीय मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी से, आप तो नसीहत देते थे देश के सभी राजनेताओं को, आपकी आत्मा क्यों सो रही है? आपको नैतिकता पर इस्तीफा दे देना चाहिए.
Kejriwal appears to be guiding his leaders from jail. But can Kejriwal be allowed to run his government from jail? Let's debate.
Anmol Pawar, I'll keep it factual. We go straight with you and Nalin Kohli on the debate from the BJP. Anmol Pawar is spokesperson for the AAP, as you know, viewers. Mahesh Bigala is spokesperson of the BRS. Karan Verma backs the BJP. We have Pankaj Sharma with us on the debate. Now, Anmol Pawar, I invite your attention to All India Service Discipline and Appeal Rules 1969, which apply to all public servants, right, who are members of the All India Service, which means public servants who are government officers. So, public servants who are government officers, the kind of rules that Arvind Kejriwal would have been bound by if he was in the Indian Revenue Service. According to this, a member of the service who is detained in official custody, whether on a criminal charge or otherwise, for a period longer than 48 hours shall be deemed to have been suspended by the government concerned under this rule. Concerned under this rule, more than 48 hours you're in jail, you are suspended automatically. Now, I remember that when Arvind Kejriwal came into politics, Nalin, Anmol, he used to say that politicians should not get special treatment. The same rules that apply to everyone, whether a clerk or an officer or an undersecretary, a secretary, should also apply to a minister. These were Arvind Kejriwal's words. Therefore, by his words, he should be suspended by now. But he says now that I am a politician, the same rules don't apply to me. So, do you want me to read this out again? A member of a service who is detained in official custody, whether on a criminal charge or otherwise, for a period longer than 48 hours, shall be deemed to have been suspended, which automatically, impromptu,
deemed to be
by the government concerned under this rule.
Arnab, thanks for inviting my attention to these rules.
Why should this not apply to Arvind Kejriwal?
Arnab, thanks for inviting my attention to these rules. Now, let me invite your attention towards the orders passed by the Honorable Supreme Court in Sahara case, wherein he was allowed to use conference room with special facilities like Wi-Fi video conferencing. He was allowed 2 desktops, landline phone with STD ISD facility, a mobile phone, 2 secretarial and 1 technical person was also allowed to assist him. And let me also invite your attention to the order passed by the Honorable Division Bench when 2 Bengal ministers were under house arrest in Narada scam. They were allowed to operate and meet the ministers through video conferencing facilities. So first of all, these rules which you are stating does not apply to the Honorable Delhi Chief Minister. And secondly, there are precedents in the past wherein the Honorable Division Bench of the High Court and the Supreme Court has allowed the ministers and others to operate from inside the jail. Mr. Nalin Kohli can throw some light on these orders.
I thank you for inviting your attention. My attention
as a lawyer, I was in court when
case.
some of these orders were
1 minute, Nalin. I'll just make a small point before I ask you to respond to Anmol Pawar tonight. Give me a moment to make a point here tonight. Now, how times change. How times change, viewers. Year is 2011. A younger Arvind Kejriwal enters public life as a lieutenant to Anna Hazare. And one of the reasons Arvind Kejriwal enters politics is because he says what people like Subrata Roy Sahara have done should never be forgiven. They have scammed the poor, they have stolen from the poor, and they should be denied all privileges. Tonight, how times change, viewers, that the person called Subrata Roy Sahara, who is responsible for what is colloquially called the Sahara scam, his example and the special privileges given to him as an individual case are being quoted by the Aam Aadmi Party to demand same privileges for Arvind Kejriwal in jail, without giving me an answer to my question that the rules of a public servant which apply to a central government officer should apply to a politician. I don't believe in a world where a politician should say, because I'm a politician, I will not be suspended.
Should apply and
I can't believe it, viewers. I cannot believe that this is happening tonight. Can you believe? Can you believe this, viewers?
Please show me any of the provision which bars the sitting Chief Minister to operate from inside the jail. Any constitutional provision. You can't because
How
you
you're
don't
holding
have.
on to technicalities. I'll let Nalin Kohli respond. The argument
It's
is
not about
you're holding on to
technicalities.
technicalities.
We are
here.
governed by the
I've quoted to
Constitution
you
of
a rule.
India. And this Constitution gives
Okay, I
us
put
the
it differently.
privilege.
One minute.
It gives us the right.
Okay.
We are not convicted.
Just one minute.
We
Just
have
1 minute.
been framed
Viewers,
in a false
Anmol, you are
and
listening to my
fabricated
question. You're
case
countering
in
me.
which from the
You're
last
countering
2
me. I
years
want to
not a
debate with
single
you. I don't
penny
want to
has been
fight with you.
recovered.
But I will make my point because I will make my point, Anmol. All I'm saying tonight, and I think the viewer understands me. Viewers, Anmol, please allow me to comprehensively make my point, and Nalin will respond to you. I have given you the opening. Viewers, what am I saying? I am saying that till he was about 40 years old, Arvind Kejriwal, or maybe 38, 39 years old, Arvind Kejriwal was an Indian Revenue Service officer. He was therefore bound by some rules.
Is he still an
Why
Indian
should
Revenue
the rules
Service
be
officer?
stronger for an
Is
Indian
he
Revenue
still an
Service
IRS
officer
officer,
and
Arnab?
weaker for his boss, the politician? I do not
he still
understand
an
this.
IRS officer?
Nobody understands this. I am saying, why should... 1 minute,
Does
sir.
the
Let me
same rule
complete.
apply to
Let
any
me
other
complete.
politician
1
as
minute,
well?
sir. Sir, 1 minute, sir. Okay, so Anmol, don't speak over me
please
because you
don't
think my
misguide,
argument is so strong that if viewers listen to me, they will be with me. I will repeat my point. I request you not to intervene over me. I am making a simple point, viewers. At the age of 37, at the age of 40, at the age of 42, Arvind Kejriwal tom-tommed around saying strong rules should apply to politicians. Rules for politicians should be as strong, if not stronger, than for government officers. Today, at the age of 56, 57, Arvind Kejriwal is saying, oh, but the rule, I am a politician now, I can operate from jail, but the civil servant cannot. It's not making any sense to us. And I know the viewers are with me. Nalin is on the debate. Ladies and gentlemen, Nalin responding to Anmol Pawar on this fiery debate tonight. Nalin.
Thank you, Arnab. I just hope that I have the courtesy from Anmol that I can finish my point without interruption. I think we need to look at Mr. Kejriwal as in totality. What is coming out, and let your viewers decide, either he's a man who's a pathological liar. That means he says one thing and does exactly the opposite, or for the sake of power, he's willing to do anything. It's one of the two. Let's look at his trajectory. He came on India against corruption, saying that I will not let corruption happen, I will take action against corruption. His two ministers, he's the Chief Minister of Delhi, are in jail without bail. Another colleague is in jail. For what? In a corruption scam related to the liquor scam. He himself does not join the investigation, takes no action against them, runs away from the investigation, today is in jail. Now let's look at it why I said he either is desperate for power. In 2013, he ensured after he came to power, first he said, I take the oath of my children. I will not join the Congress party. Radio after radio ad. First thing he did is form the government with the Congress party. Then eliminated every one of his fellow travelers who could have been a sort of a moral standing around him or prevented him from holding on to power securely. All of them, one by one, he moved out. Now let's come to the point you raise. He is under the oath of the Constitution to serve the people. People don't go to jail to serve the public. People go to jail because the courts believe that the person should be kept away from the public, not serve the public. When a person is in jail, you run by the jail manual. Forget about the Constitution of India. The first question is, show me a provision in the jail manual that says that a man who's a chief minister should be permitted to get facilities to run it. Number 3, in the Sahara case, and I was in court when it came up in the Supreme Court, please note, Sahara Shri at that time, the late Sahara Shri, was being investigated for having taken 15, 16, 30,000 crores or something. The court gave him the facilities to negotiate the sale of a hotel in London to pay back the people on whom there was this allegation that he had scammed their money. It wasn't for him to function and run his company. It was for a specific purpose that you will sell off the assets to make sure that the depositors get the money. Number 2, the West Bengal case that he is giving is about house arrest. Mr. Kejriwal is not under house arrest. He is not living in his private confines of the house. He is in Tihar jail. The jail will run by the jail manual, not the rules of house arrest. So typical of the Aam Aadmi Party, to pick an argument from somewhere else and somehow try to mold it to suit them. Last question, how are these papers coming out? In the jail, you don't have access to cellular phones, to internet, to, typewriters, computers, etc. How are they coming out? One wonders. And if they are coming out, what is their legal sanctity? Because Mr. Kejriwal ultimately is in jail. Then he talks about water. After going to jail, 9 years in power, you're not bothered about the summers that come every year. The weather of the year returns every year. There is a summer, there's a water crisis. Now suddenly I'm worried about the water crisis. While his colleagues out there are crying copious tears, what a wonderful man he is. If he was a wonderful man, then how did a scam take place in Delhi under his nose? And if he was allowing it to happen, does it not mean that he himself was permitting it? Or was he so incompetent that he couldn't prevent his own ministers from taking decisions against the interests of Delhi? These are serious allegations. Mr. Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party can't escape by creating and manufacturing technicalities that don't even apply to them.
Arnab, can I respond now?
We are on a point.
Arnab,
Anmol, can I just get the others in? Viewers, we are also in a very Anmol, give me a moment to get the others in. I'll come back to you. We are in a strange situation now. Emperor Kejriwal issues one farman from jail every day. Yesterday's farman, and this is the way it's going. This is not a yesterday's farman.
Arnab, it's not farman.
I have been told
CM.
that
He's an elected CM,
okay.
And people of
Chief
Delhi
Minister
have
Kejriwal issues a decree a day.
People of Delhi. Please don't
Chief Minister
the people of
Kejriwal
Delhi.
issues a decree a day, Anmol. Yesterday's decree, I have heard that people are facing water problems and sewer problems. I give an instruction that people should not face any water problem. Today's instruction, I have heard that there are problems in Mohalla.
1 minute, Mr. Goswami. On what basis is he arriving at these conclusions?
There should be no problems
which
in
file
Mohalla
has gone before him? Which noting has gone before him? Which officer has reported to him this? Nothing is reported to him. He's sitting there and just passing out a farman.
One minute. Don't get emo on this. Don't get emo on this. Don't get emotional on this. 1 second. Question here tonight is, look at the way the instructions are happening, Mr. Sabharwal, welcome. I have heard people have water problems. I issue an instruction, solve water problems. Today, I have heard there is a problem with Mohalla clinics. I give an instruction, solve the problems in Mohalla clinics. Do governments work like this, Pankaj? Is it a joke? Do governments work like this?
See, suspending a government servant after he is arrested is different.
Do governments work like this?
He is still a serving chief minister. He's in jail. It's a different thing. I'm saying suspending a government servant after he is arrested. Suspending a government servant if he is arrested is different. There is nothing like suspending a political authority from his position of MLA, MP, minister, chairperson, etc. After his arrest, or even if he is in jail. How can you compare these two things? Morality, yes.
Can I answer this?
Yes.
Arnab?
Maybe morality demands
not necessarily, because I think no.
Arnab.
No. 1 minute. You are saying, how do you compare? No, 1 minute. Karan. Okay, let Karan come in then, Sorbesh. Yeah, Karan.
No. Arnab, he is factually incorrect because as per the Delhi prison rules, jail manual. 1 second now, please let me make a point. Please. Jail manual number 1349. Nobody in the jail is allowed meetings, calls, or conferences until and unless it is to pay someone's money. In case of Sahara, which my friend from AAP quotes, there he had to pay money, and for that special provision, Sahara had to pay 1.25 CR to the jail.
Has to take the...
So, how can a CM function without making calls? Only Kejriwal can function like this, without making calls, without meetings, without conferences. This is the law.
You want to say if the Delhi government pays money...
We all know that Arvind Kejriwal has time and again claimed that I am an anarchist.
Can get all these
flouting norms to this level and playing this cruel joke on the people of Delhi is in very bad taste. I think that is not going to go very well with people. We do not want somebody sitting in Tihar to control Delhi. This man had no portfolio when he was outside. That time he was sleeping on everything. That time he had no portfolio. Now suddenly, and let me ask this question to the AAP spokesperson. Why did you take resignation of Manish Sisodia and Satyendra Jain then? Even they should have been allowed to run from jail. If everyone is going to run their portfolio from jail, why the hell did you ask them to resign? So don't have this duplicity in standards and follow the law. 1349, the jail manual is clear. You cannot have meetings, you cannot have conferences. And where is the CR number on Kejriwal's order?
No.
Where is the signature on Kejriwal's order? I think this is a new scam where Atishi has misled people. How can you claim this is an order from the government? It is always a cabinet ministry.
No, do you mean she's lying?
Between the chief minister
are
and
you
the cabinet.
Are you saying these are lies?
Who is even his wife to be privy to this?
Are you saying these are lies because Yeah, so Anmol, I am asking you a second time. See, if Kejriwal does not quit, the courts will make him quit. I'm telling you clearly on this, Anmol, you are heading for another embarrassment. If Arvind Kejriwal does not quit, take it as a prediction from me, the courts will make him quit. Because Senthil Balaji in Tamil Nadu was also arrested and he was holding a ministerial post. I like to read out the Madras High Court observations on Balaji's continuance as minister. Anmol, please pay close attention, Ramesh Sabarwal. The Madras High Court said, his continuance as minister, quote, serves no purpose and does not augur well with the principles of constitutional ethos on goodness, good governance and purity in administration. You are being arrogant. You will be made to quit. The Madras High Court further said, and may I be allowed to quote, the founding fathers of our constitution may not have comprehended corrosion of good and clean governance to an extent that a person would be retained as minister without portfolio, that too while in custody. This appears to be an observation on Arvind Kejriwal. Anmol, the remarks of the Honorable Court itself, do they not suffice for Kejriwal to step down? And if Kejriwal has to step down not on his own, but on the persuasion of the courts, it will be a greater embarrassment for you. It will be a far greater embarrassment for you. I rest my case here. I rest my case here. You know I am on a strong wicket tonight compared to you.
Arnab, it is very unfortunate that Mr. Kohli is saying that leave aside constitution. Because he knows that there is no constitutional bar.
Leave aside constitution?
From running the government from custody. First.
Leave aside.
Secondly, Mr. Kohli running a government stands on a higher pedestal than running a company. If the Honorable Supreme Court in its wisdom has granted the opportunity to Sahara to run from, to operate from the jail, then I'm certain that Honorable Court would be considerate enough to understand the plight of 2 crore citizens who have given the mandate to Mr. Kejriwal and reaffirmed their stance when we visited each and every household in the past 3 months. Third point, please don't lecture on morality because your own leader, Mr. Narendra
I'm horrified. I'm absolutely horrified at these arguments tonight. I'm horrified beyond measure.
This has become a habit to intervene while I'm making my submissions. Please allow me to complete. Your own leader, Mr. Narendra Modi,
it's been a habit for a long time. I agree with that. I concede guilty on that.
Each and every opposition party leaders as corrupt. Why did you absorb Mr. Ashok Chavan in your party? Why did you absorb Suvendu Adhikari in your party? Why did you absorb Ajit Pawar in your party? Himanta Biswa Sarma, Pranay Sarnayak. There's a long list, Mr. Kohli. You need to answer. And from the last 2 days, I'm repeatedly asking.
I need to, and I will answer.
I'm repeatedly asking question to your party spokesperson that why did you take 60 crore rupees from the kingpin of the alleged liquor scam, P. Sarad Chandra Chatterjee? He paid 5 crore on 15th of November 2022.
This issue.
He paid 55 crore on 8th of November 2023.
You want to make your introductory points before I come in?
Working at the behest of Bharatiya Janata Party.
Anmol, I have not been able to go to 2 panelists at all. I'd like to give an opportunity to Mahesh Begala. 1 minute, Nalin, before you respond. Before you respond, I'd like to get the spokesperson of the BRS.
Application of the alleged kingpin of the liquor scam. Why is it so? It is for you to answer.
Manish Sisodia, as per the Delhi
Anmol.
Code,
Getting exposed day
Anmol.
after
kingpin of the
day.
scam, as per the Delhi Code.
Why is it that the other
Manish
approval
Sisodia.
against Mr. Kejriwal, Magunta Reddy,
Anmol, first of all,
was granted a parliamentary ticket by your ally TDP, and now Mr. Modi will go and campaign for the second alleged kingpin
Can I
of the
say
liquor
something?
scam.
He's having a
Anmol,
meltdown.
Anmol, I
Arnab.
have-
He's going in every direction except for the
Anmol.
case.
Anmol,
have
one
any
minute.
answer?
Anmol, I
Do you
have a
have any
gift
answer to my
of saying a
questions?
lot of things, of saying a lot of meaningful things in a short nugget.
Other than rhetoric, do
I
you
will
have
say
any
one
answer to
simple
the facts
nugget
of
and you
the
think
case?
about it, then I'll go. What? No rhetoric. I am very factual. I'm never rhetorical. My point to Mahesh viewers is what is being argued tonight by our honorable friend from the Aam Aadmi Party, who has just said that chief ministers, politicians are on a higher pedestal. First of all, I disagree. Chief ministers are on the same pedestal as us ordinary mortals. Don't say chief ministers are on a higher pedestal. Now, having assumed that chief ministers are on higher pedestals, ministers are on higher pedestals, they are bigger people, they are on higher pedestals, they are sitting on top of a skyscraper of morality, sitting on the top of a skyscraper of morality that no elevator can ever reach them. Then my point is, Anmol, my point is, please allow me. I'm hitting your underhand bowling for a 6 after 6 tonight. And since in your view, please, I've called you an honorable member. 1 minute. Since in your view, ministers are on a higher pedestal, why should they be subject to lower morality? My argument is, if you're saying somebody is on a higher pedestal, then apply higher morality to that person, not lower morality. My second point tonight, I never thought, I never dreamt, I never had a nightmare that the day would come when the Aam Aadmi Party would use the example of Subrata Roy and maybe in the future Vijay Mallya to defend their own actions.
You are not asking the BJP spokesperson why did they get 60 crore rupees from the alleged kingpin of the liquor scam, P. Sarad Reddy. Why didn't the Enforcement Directorate, working at their behest, oppose the bail application? And he was granted bail on a simple ground that he has a back pain. Why did they have 60 crore rupees? Do they have any answer? Can you question them on this? Can you ask them how will Mr. Modi go and campaign for another approver, Magunta Reddy?
Interesting argument,
who has
Mr.
been granted a Lok Sabha ticket?
Somebody is charged with the case of murder. That fellow says, my defense is that somebody else who was charged of murder got bail. I mean, is that an argument?
So
what kind of argument it is? Why is Kejriwal running away from answering simple questions? He is the chief minister. It is his government. His 2 ministers are in jail. One of my fellow panelists raised a very valid point by saying the rules that applied for Manish Sisodia and Satyendra Jain won't apply to Kejriwal ji. Amazing. This man is a man of complete U-turns or complete lies or completely throwing aside anything. Here is a man who said, मुझे मकान नहीं चाहिए, मकान लिया, शीश महल लिया, मुझे गाड़ी नहीं चाहिए, गाड़ी लिया, बड़ा गाड़ी लिया. Here is a man who said, परिवारवाद नहीं चाहिए.
I get the point. No. I think what he's trying to argue tonight, Nalin, I think you've got it wrong. Nalin, I think you've got it wrong. 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Nalin, 1 minute. Nalin, Anmol, 1 minute. Anmol and Nalin, 1 minute. What Anmol Pawar is trying to argue tonight is that the rules should be applied equally to all. I was going to ask a question to the BRS spokesperson, but I'm tempted to respond very briefly to Anmol. I like Anmol's argument. I like his logic. I like the fact that he says if this happens to this person, the same thing should happen to that person. I like his logic. And Anmol, let me throw a compliment your way. I think you've got fantastic logic. If this person is suspended, this person should be suspended. If this person arrested, that person should be arrested. If this person is punished, that person should be punished. Equally, Anmol, the nation wants to know that in 2015, a senior government official who was allow me now, I'm on a point. I'm on a point now. Now people want to hear this example I'm giving. I know people want to hear the example and I will proceed. Please listen to me with patience and with earnestness. Anmol, 1 minute. In 2015, a senior government official called Sanjay Pratap Singh, who was principal secretary in the Delhi government's Department of Welfare for Scheduled Caste, Scheduled Tribe and Minorities, was suspended from his post after the CBI arrested him for taking a bribe of 2.2 lakhs. So why not Kejriwal? In 1991, senior CBI bureaucrat was suspended on corruption charges. The person was caught accepting a bribe. The charge was a bribe. The person on being charged, not convicted, was suspended. So why not Kejriwal? These are sharp questioning that I'm doing tonight. It's a moment to think. I'm telling you, I'm not asking for reparations, but I'm asking for introspection.
Can I reply? Because Arnab, in the last 2 years of investigation and interrogation, not a single penny is recovered in this so-called liquor scam. Because the intention to prosecute is tainted. Because the evidence is tainted. Because the case is based on the testimony of approvers.
The Supreme Court, while denying bail to Manish Sisodia, has said there is a money trail of 338 crores.
That there is a judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court, Ravinder Singh,
all these
State of Haryana, which says that
on their way. There is a money trail now.
The testimony of approver, there needs to be a corroborative evidence which is not present in this case.
Supreme Court has said there is a money trail of 338 crores. Do you trust the Supreme Court? Or your level of anarchism is now that you don't believe in the
Supreme Court to recover a single piece of evidence.
Now
you have to fact check him here. Supreme Court on 30th October
I'd like to ask Mahesh Bigala. Mr. Bigala is spokesperson of the BRS. You are watching this closely. In your view, if K. Kavita would have been holding public office now, if K. Kavita would have been, say, a minister in the state government, would she or would she not have quit by now? Would it have been conceivable tomorrow that she would have continued? Or let me give the example, if KTR was to be arrested and he was a minister in the KCR government and he would be in custody for 2 weeks, would he have continued as a minister? Or let me ask you, God forbid, if KCR would have been arrested, would KCR have continued as a minister? Hemant Soren has been arrested. Can Hemant Soren operate for 2 to 3 months as a minister? Yes.
Let me answer that straight, Arnab. See, first of all, this case, it's more than the corruption. It's people of India, they believe that it's more of a political arrest. So it is still in the custody of Enforcement Directorate and the case investigation is going on. But if you look at the Constitution of India, if the Constitution of India allows them to function, even if he's arrested, they can continue. I'm not just going into just for the Arvind Kejriwal or whoever it is, or whether you talked about other leaders, but just I'm saying that if the Constitution of India allows them, why the central government is not able to take action against Arvind Kejriwal ji? Why the Lieutenant Governor is keeping quiet? Why they are not moving to the court? If the Constitution of India allows, nobody can stop. See, if the function of a chief minister, he is not convicted yet, he is under investigation. Once he's convicted, if the applicable laws are allowed him to function from the jail, he will function from the jail. It is on the moral grounds, it's up to Kejriwal ji whether he wants to resign or not. But as per the Constitution, I'm sure definitely he's allowed to function from the jail or even from the ED custody. That's how he's doing. But if the government of India, always they can take an action if they believe that it's the other way around.
He is allowed. He is allowed, but is it good? Now, Mike, can I ask Nalin a question here? Romesh Sabarwal, you can come in. Mr. Nalin Kohli, now comes the other argument. If you can arrest a politician, a chief minister, and bring about a change of guard in the state, then doesn't arrest, especially arrest under PMLA, become a very convenient tool to overturn the electoral verdict of the people of that state? Now, let me ask you in more straight terms, if the fight becomes more intense, today you are friendly with Naveen Patnaik. Today you are friendly with Naveen Patnaik, you have a working equation with him. Tomorrow, if the relationship goes south, all you have to do is that you have to arrest Naveen Patnaik. God forbid, Naveen Babu, don't take it otherwise, I'm only using you as a placeholder argument. You have to only arrest Naveen Patnaik, and Naveen Patnaik runs a party similar to AAP, as in like it is overly centralized on him. The moment you arrest Naveen Patnaik, there will be chaos. The party has no second line of leadership. The state government will become unstable. The BJP can then break the BJD. And the whole political situation in Odisha can change. So, are you also sending out a message through the arrest of Kejriwal that the same thing could happen to other parties? I'm not saying Liquorgate can be compared to anything else, I'm talking in pure precedent. What is the precedent being set?
Understood.
Is arrest a convenient tool? Today you are in power, Mr. Kohli. Today you are in power and we know the same mistakes are repeated by others when they are in power. For example, Chidambaram is complaining about PMLA now. He was the one who used it the most and supported the most when he was in power. The same rules, God forbid, should a situation change, could be used against you. Your chief ministers may be removed. Your sitting politicians may be out of a job. Elected governments can be overturned in this way. Mr. Nalin Kohli, please give a slightly detailed reply to this.
I'll answer it head on. Yes, thank you. It's a fair question because this is how a narrative of falsehood is being built up by opposition parties. So let's go look at the case here. What was Mr. Hemant Soren's case? He was mining minister. He allotted a mine to himself. Now, in such a case, should an investigation not happen? What has happened in Delhi? In Delhi, it's a liquor scam. The old policy is called bad. New policy is brought in. When irregularities in the new policy, in terms of the policy being favoring a few people, allegations of money transferring hand all come out, they junk the old new policy. That's a confirmation that they got worried that this policy may land us in trouble. Now in that, two people went to jail. Both were sitting ministers. And as pointed out on your show, both resignation was taken. Their appeals for bail has gone up to the Supreme Court. It's been denied. The courts are not run by the BJP. The courts are independent. They run on law. But there is evidence that obviously you and I haven't seen, but evidence that the ED is showing to the court and it's making sense. Let's come to the ED only.
But again, Mr. Kohli, may I intervene here? May I intervene here? May I intervene here very briefly too? Because I want to counter you at this very point. Sir, 1 minute, sir. Sir, 1 minute. Sir, 1 minute. Sir, I want to intervene. 1 minute. You are a lawyer and a politician. Ms. Sobarwal, you are a lawyer and a politician. As a lawyer, you know, Mr. Kohli, that the courts will go by the facts. As a politician, you also know that the courts cannot initiate prosecution. That becomes a subjective call at the hands of the executive. So where you have unequal power is in the initiation of a prosecution.
Which is where the courts step in for delayed trial and give bail. Which is where default bail comes in as a provision.
I'm saying suppose you want to initiate prosecution against Naveen Patnaik tomorrow. Suppose. Who can stop you?
And we hope not. I mean, he's a very senior leader. As you rightly said, it's an example.
No, I'm just giving a placeholder argument.
Kejriwal also part of your party at that time.
No.
He was the B party of the BJP.
No, where was he? He was B party. You're saying as a Congress party, Congress person, he was a B team of BJP. You're saying he's a B team of BJP.
He was. Our party was playing into their hands at some time.
No, that's how he makes a
He has to suffer now because he's a part of India Alliance. He became a part of India Alliance. That's why the whole government is after him now. This is the reason behind. Because Kejriwal has infected the North Indian.
3rd June 2022, it was Anil Kumar Chaudhary, the Delhi Congress Pradesh Adhyaksh.
This is hotting up. This is hotting up. This is hotting up. This is hotting up. 1 minute. Let's keep it moving fast, ladies and gentlemen.
Nalin is
countering Ramesh Sabarwal right now. Go ahead, Nalin.
I think the answer of your question lies within the question.
1 minute. Yield to Nalin. Nalin reply.
According to me. Yes, according to me, are open and shut cases for calling for an ED to go ahead and arrest. Mr. Kejriwal ran away from the investigation. Who stopped him from going ahead and cooperating with the election, with the enforcement directorate? Did Mr. Kejriwal not have faith in his arguments to say that the investigation is wrong? He ran away from the investigation. He ran away because he knew, perhaps, that the investigation was correct. That is why his colleagues were not getting bail.
Ramesh.
So Mr. Kejriwal is responsible for his own plight by not joining the investigation.
But the timing, because he became a part of India Alliance. He became a part of India Alliance. That's why the whole government became, whole departments are
This is, a larger than, this is, you are a legend in your own mind. What is the India Alliance? What does the India Alliance?
Anmol responding, right? Anmol.
What India Alliance?
He was cutting our votes.
Anmol, ladies and gentlemen, Anmol.
And you call it an alliance?
Mr. Sabharwal.
Which alliance? In what form an alliance? Annie Raja is contesting against Rahul Gandhi in Wayanad. What alliance? Where is the alliance in West Bengal?
अरे भाई आप electoral bonds का scam तो छुपाते हो.
We are all meeting over a
electoral
cup of
bonds
tea. We
में
call
क्या किया
ourselves
आपने?
a grand alliance.
करो ना inquiry उसकी. If you have a guts, why won't do the inquiry into electoral bonds?
Now, Anmol, before I come
Mr.
to you.
Kohli,
Before I come to you.
I have one question for Mr.
Yeah, okay,
Kohli.
you want to respond to Nalin? Go on.
कोहली साहब, लोग तरस गए जानने के लिए कि 60 करोड़ रुपए की रिश्वत क्यों ली आपने पी शरद रेड्डी से? बता दीजिए ना, आज देश जानना चाहता है. 60 करोड़ रुपए की रिश्वत एलिज्ड किंगपिन पी शरद रेड्डी
आपको किसी ने रोका है एक सेक्शन 200 का कंप्लेंट फाइल करने के लिए? यहाँ बैठ के झूठ के ऊपर झूठ आप बोलोगे और फिर सोचोगे जवाब दे. अरविंद केजरीवाल ने कौन से सवाल का जवाब इतने सालों में दिया है, मुझे बताइए. जिस आदमी ने बच्चों की झूठी कसम खाई, वो बात कर रहा है सत्य की. अरे मर जाएंगे लोग अपने बच्चों की झूठी कसम खाने से.
जवाब नहीं देंगे.
कमाल करते हो हर चीज. अरे जवाब नहीं देंगे. आप मुझे ये बताइए कि आपके नेता ने झूठ क्यों बोला है बकायदा हर बार? आप जो है किसी एक आदमी का नाम उठा दोगे. हेमंत बिस्वा शर्मा पे आपने जब प्रश्न उठाया नहीं उठाया, मैं डंके की चोट पे आपको जवाब देता हूँ. एक मिनट. हेमंत बिस्वा शर्मा जी का खत्म हुआ केस 2014 में. 2015 के अगस्त में वो बीजेपी में आए. झूठे हैं आप लोग. आपके मनीष सिसोदिया के ऊपर में मानहानि का गुवाहाटी में, और आपने हेमंत जी के नाम किया है. मुझे कोई हैरानी नहीं होगी अगर आप पर भी मानहानि का केस हो जाए, क्योंकि हेमंत जी डंके की चोट पर राजनीति करते हैं. आप लोग झूठे हैं. किसी का नाम उठा के कोई भी झूठ बोल देंगे अपने झूठे नेता को बचाने के लिए. सत्य क्यों नहीं किया आपने? अन्ना हजारे को त्याग दिया, प्रशांत भूषण को त्याग दिया, योगेंद्र यादव को त्याग दिया, आशुतोष को त्याग दिया, किरण जी को त्याग दिया, एडमिरल रामदास को त्याग दिया, हर आदमी को त्याग दिया. कोई आपका कोई एक चीज पर आप खड़े नहीं उतरे. झूठ के ऊपर झूठ. दिल्ली में बसें नहीं आएंगी. कहाँ है बसें? दिल्ली के मोहल्ला के क्लिनिक चलेंगे. कहाँ है मोहल्ला क्लिनिक? झूठ के ऊपर झूठ आप लोग बोलते हैं.
आइए दिल्ली के डेवलपमेंट मॉडल की बराबरी ना आप कर सकते हैं ना आपकी पार्टी.
अरे दिल्ली के डेवलपमेंट बच्चे हम लोग.
सर 1 मिनट.
नहीं कर पाए, पानी तक ठीक नहीं कर दे, क्योंकि आप लोगों को फुर्सत ही नहीं थी रिश्वत खाने से. लगता है ऐसा.
There is no state ruled by Bharatiya Janata Party.
What development model of Delhi? What development model of Delhi? आप मुझे बताइए. दिल्ली जल बोर्ड में स्कैम, हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट में स्कैम, हर जगह तो स्कैम के बाद स्कैम. अरे शराब तक. अरे कमाल के लोग हैं आप लोग. आपने शराब के ऊपर में स्कैम किया. कुछ तो शर्म करिए आप.
24/7 he is dedicatedly
अरे life of people of Delhi is in danger because of what you have done over the last 9 years.
That is why you are making
this is the capital of India, and it's a shame that a man who has the right to be the Chief Minister of Delhi in the capital of India has frittered away such an opportunity.
Okay, now
serve the people instead has been
about these letters. About these letters, you 1 minute. About these letters, let me tell you, there is a big mystery. It's like one of these Sherlock Holmes, Agatha Christie kind of mysteries tonight.
How are they coming?
How is Kejriwal writing this letter?
How are they coming?
Now, government files are not allowed in custody. No stationery is allowed for those in custody. ED is not aware if any written instructions have been passed through the legal counsel who Kejriwal meets at 7 p.m. He is under CCTV surveillance, so no signatures have been made by Kejriwal. So is this a case of forgery? Or has the AAP been lying about the letters of Kejriwal?
Maybe. It is possible.
Show me the signature.
It can't be ruled out.
Arnab, the nation wants to know. The nation wants to know, why did Mr. Kohli and his party take 60 crore rupees bribe from the alleged kingpin of the liquor scam?
The data
I have taken not a rupee. How dare you say that? Shut up. And I'm telling you on the show, shut up. How dare you say Nalin Kohli has taken a bribe? I'll send you a legal notice tomorrow morning if you don't withdraw that and apologize.
He made a charge.
How dare you say I've taken a bribe?
He made the charge.
And I challenge you. And I challenge you, Mr. Arnab.
He made the charge. He said
Kejriwal can leave
He said you took a bribe. He said you took a bribe. He told you that he told me he said, how did you take a bribe? Nalin Kohli has been told that he took a bribe.
No right to say something like that on TV.
Kejriwal,
Mr. Kohli has taken a bribe. To hell with you. You dare tell me that I have taken a bribe, and I will sue you for it. And I'll send you a legal notice tomorrow morning.
BJP
You dare say something like that on
sue you,
TV. You want to save your dirty leader? Come up with an argument.
You want to take it back and more because you said Nalin Kohli took a bribe.
I'm specifically asking, why did the BJP take 60 crore from...
He said it. You said how Nalin Kohli has taken a bribe. Take it back or I will definitely send you a legal notice tomorrow.
He said, how could you take a bribe?
I have said, why did BJP take 60 crore rupees from the alleged kingpin of the liquor scam? I am repeatedly asking this question.
Otherwise say I am
repeatedly asking this question.
And I apologize for it. Close the chapter here.
Mr. Kohli, I am specifically asking time and again, why did BJP take 60 crore from the alleged kingpin of the liquor scam?
No, you don't ask me specifically. First you answer on what you said about me. You said, how has Nalin Kohli taken a bribe? You come straight to that. Don't you dare skirt from the issue. Like you've been skirting Mr. Kejriwal's issue.
How did you debate? You can take that back.
Mr.
He's taking
Kohli,
it back. He said it was not to you. Now, the other part is, you see, shoot and scoot, hit and run is not good anyway. The AAP has had to retract in court on many cases. So I will close it at this point. But I think there are some very serious issues which are emerging. And there is an ongoing public debate on whether Kejriwal should quit. I will leave it here only for tonight. Only for tonight. I thank everyone on that very hot debate.